Hey everybody, welcome to the Twitch chat. My name is Pete Hines, also known as DC Deacon. I'm the Vice President of PR and Marketing, and I am also basically the brand manager on Legends that I've been working on for a long time now. And with me today, joining us from Denver, is Paul Dennen, Creative Director at Direwolf Digital. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Pete.
How are you, bud?
Going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Paul is very busy still balancing and working on the game, so we couldn't afford to both get in the same room. So he is joining me on Skype, but he is here to kind of help talk about the game as we go through, and also help me draft a respectable deck. We were joking before we started. I rushed to finish my arena run last night because I thought I had a pretty good deck, and actually managed to win. I was showing off to Paul. I'm very proud that I made it to rank 1 in both solo and versus arena, which is a first.
So you don't really need my help here, Pete.
Well, I do, because I have a feeling, having won again last night, that I'm going to draft something terrible and go 0-3. So I do need your help. I didn't actually open any of my prize packs from last night, so I thought before we start, I might crack open a few packs and see if I opened anything juicy. So let's start by opening a few packs.
Nice. Epic card.
Ambusher, yep. Super good against Ward in particular, dealing 1 damage to everything in your opponent's lane, and as well as little guys. Pretty respectable. I don't like his attack stats are a little low, but man, regenerate cards are definitely a put pressure on you to deal with it.
Ooh, a legendary. Wow, this is a nice pack.
I haven't opened a legendary in a long time, and I don't.
Have you played this card?
I have not. Explain this card. This is the Rothgar Forge.
Sure, it's kind of expensive, but once you get into play, if you can play like a control deck or something to like stay alive, once you get into play, it will equip a random item on your first creature that you play every turn. And that includes your opponent's turn. So what I like to do with Rothgar Forge is play with stuff like this Grotwood Ambusher and the 1/1 Archer that can play as a prophecy on your opponent's turn and also get an item from the forge.
Gotcha. So they attack one of your runes, you drop a creature on the board, and it gets another. That's clever.
Yep.
So Paul, for this card is a strength card. It's in red. So what color pairing are you usually pairing something like this with?
My Rothgar Forge deck is red-green, which is strength agility, because agility also has creatures that I like to put items on, especially with the prophecy
Gotcha. Yep.
4/3 drain.
By the way, my arena run last night that I won, part of the reason I won is that green-purple deck. What's that? There's a Spriggan that's a respectable early drop, 2/1 with drain, gain you some life back whenever.
This pack is insane, Pete. That's another epic.
Thieves Den, love that card. I play this in my my green-yellow deck. My Khajiit's getting in with Pilfer and giving everything Pilfer. Yeah, that's a solid pack.
That's like only rares, epics, and the legendary.
Yeah, that doesn't suck. Let's open one more and just see. Maybe I'm on a hot streak. Maybe I need to open all my packs with Paul watching because the game senses his presence. This card I love. This is one of my favorite cards. It's a Dredge Tormentor, 3/4. Shackling stuff does damage. I have played some games where I drop this out on turn 9 and immediately shackle their entire board and just kill everything.
Yep.
Even if you lose that game, it still feels so good you don't actually care. Ice Spike, Crown Quartermaster, pack not nearly as good.
Those are all good solid combos.
Gladiator Arena is very good in an aggressive deck when you don't care about taking damage. You actually might even be playing prophecy cards that let you get a free card.
Yeah, got another epic.
Yeah. All right. So today, for those of you who know me, I'm a strategy card nerd. I love me some Magic, and I'm a big limited player. I'm not very good at constructed. I'm not much of a deck builder. I like drafting. So today, we're going to play versus Arena. So if you're not familiar with Legends, we have a bunch of different ways you can play. It starts off with a story mode campaign that has, how many chapters is this story now, Paul? 20?
20.
20.
Exactly.
Exactly 20. So you can, when you start the game, you play through this. The first part is a tutorial, but then the rest of it is you're playing through a story and you're unlocking new decks and getting lots of rewards and stuff. So once you play through the story, you have 5 decks that we give you total.
Yep.
Yeah. So you end up with 5 decks, and then after that, you can play any of the modes that are either solo or versus. So if we have a practice mode where you can just take a constructed deck and play against a variety of different AI opponents that are randomly generated, a couple of different difficulty levels. Versus battle is again constructed, and you can play either casual or ranked. Solo arena, we do offer a solo arena, so if you like the idea of drafting decks but are intimidated by playing against other players, we do have a solo arena, and in solo arena it works the same. You draft a deck, there are 9 opponents in solo, so 8 enemies, and then you play against I guess the champion, or what do we call him, the final boss?
Yeah, the boss of the arena, sure.
And obviously the more wins you get, the better your prizes, and then so your arena run is over when you get to either 3 losses or you win all your matches. And in solo arena, you play against opponents in any order. So we actually show you all the different types of decks you're playing against, at least the color pairs, and then if you play a deck and you lose, you can go play a different one. Every time you win a match in solo arena, we give you another card selection, so you get 3 more cards in your colors that you can add to your deck. And frequently I've gotten run over by something, gone and played some other matches, added some really relevant cards in my deck, and gone back and had an easier time. But today we're going to do versus, which is jumping in against other folks. I'm going to use some of my gold here. And so you start off by picking which class, and a class is really just a pair of attributes. And Paul, do you want to talk through these 3 choices that I have here? Crusader, which is strength and endurance.
And willpower.
Willpower, thank you.
Yep, yeah, the yellow is willpower. Yeah, that's a good solid pick. It's actually, that's the first pair of attributes we introduce players to when they first start the game. It can be played pretty straightforward, just like pounding down the enemy with strong creatures. It's one of my favorites in solo arena, actually, because the willpower provides the healing that's important to kind of survive, and the strength supplies the raw brute force.
Yep. Monks.
Monks, one of my favorite classes to play in the game, because it's all about the Khajiit and pilfering, tons of fun stuff, trying to get through against your opponent. Your creatures start out weaker, so you've got an uphill battle, but if you can keep them alive, they can get like ridiculously powerful. And agility, which is also available on the Assassin, has movement abilities that let you move your creatures around, and it feels really fun and sneaky to do that. And it can really help with the Khajiit, letting them survive a bit, and just, I'd say agility is probably my favorite attribute, just in terms of the fun factor that it supplies. For sure. Mine the Assassin too. Also gives you intelligence, which is also very fun for me. That's one of my favorite classes too.
All right, so I'm leaning between Monk and Assassin here, because as you well know, my favorite card is in agility. So the chance to draft that card is very appealing to me. Dres Tormentor in blue. Yellow has lots of great stuff, some cool Khajiit, and I love the dual color cards. So which way? What would you like me to try here? I'm going to let you pick.
I guess I'll go Assassin. Dark Elves are kind of cool.
So when you pick on a class here, it explains, just to make sure you kind of know the basics of what each attribute is doing. So I'm going to go with Assassin, Intelligence, and Agility. All right.
So, yeah, you only have one option here. It's random, so you don't always get both colors available, so you're kind of forced to pick an agility card here.
And it's a pretty interesting choice. I usually try and, whenever I can, start off cheap to make sure I've got, great cards that cost more are nice, but if they're in your hand dead while you're just getting killed, it's not great. I like Wild Beast Caller because you end up, sometimes you end up getting a stupid 2/1 Mud Crab, which doesn't feel great. But I think I'm leaning towards the Renegade. The ability to attack and draw a card off of killing a creature is usually pretty good. What do you think?
I like it. Yeah, it's a good, strong choice. It kind of sets up what you want to do. You want to survive for a while.
And just for time purposes, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. Obviously, you guys, most of you, unless you're in the closed beta, and we are under NDA, won't have seen a lot of these cards, so I don't want to spend too much time on each one. Here I'm leaning towards the Black Sap Protector only because I like Prophecy and Guard. A 3/3 for 3 that's got both Prophecy and Guard is pretty cool. The only other thing I would really consider here is the Tome, just because it pumps something and it draws a card.
Yeah, I'd go with the Protector too.
Yeah.
It goes well with your first
As you
pick.
can see here, you start to get an idea of what the colors are doing. So blue cares about items. It's where you're going to find a bunch of items in the game and cards that care about items. So we'll go with the Protector. So this is interesting only because in Limited you never really know what you're going to get. So I'm really tempted to take this Dres Tormentor because if I can get any cards as choices for Shackle, man, this card can become really good.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You're going to have Shackle options in both of these colors.
I'm going to speculate and go with that. I really like Lesser Ward, but I want to make sure I have creatures. And I know, Paul, you're a fan of the Dunmer Nightblade, a 2/1 that draws you a big item. There's also the Crown Quartermaster, which is even cheaper 2/1 that gives me a little dagger.
I like them both. Yep.
I don't think you can go wrong with either. I'm going to go for the Nightblade at 2. Oh,
there's a Shackle.
There it is.
Two Shackle options for you.
Winter's Grasp, Giant Snake. God, I also love this Sadras Agent. This is a 4/2 that gives you another guard. When it dies, it puts another 2/1 guard. So you're basically getting 2 creatures for 1. They just come sequentially. Right. But yeah.
So here, it's a good choice here because the Sadras Agent is probably the best card of these 3 in a Void. But because you have the Dres Tormentor, you may want one of the other 2.
And now the question is the trade-off here between having a creature left behind after shackling creatures in just 1 lane versus shackling them all.
Yeah, I'd go with the Snake.
Yeah?
I think you generally can get a lot of creatures with a Snake unless,
or at least all the ones that are relevant. I think here I'm probably going to go with the Brutal Ashlander. Dark Elves have this Last Gas ability that basically gives you an additional bonus when they die. This guy can get pretty annoying in being able to take out, somebody's 1 toughness creature and then potentially deal 3 to another enemy. It could be the player, but it could also be a creature that's relevant. I think I like that better over Ice Spike and Butcher.
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah, let's try it. Love this card. Love that Murkwater Witch. It's good on the curve. A 1/1 and giving a creature -1/1. It just is relevant in a ton of situations.
Agreed.
We're going with that. Here's my favorite card in the entire game right here.
But there's a Shackle card on this.
I know. Paul, I have a rule when I play Legends. I never ever pass a Fighters Guild recruit. In the almost 2 years or whatever I've been playing this game, I have never once not taken that card ever. It's a 1/2, it has Prophecy, it has Guard, and it has Lethal. So it kills things that it hits. It's relevant early, it's relevant late. Never ever pass that card. That's my rule. I'm going to go for the Avenger. I love the value on this card. Getting a 3/3 and dropping another one when it dies is pretty great.
Yep.
I kind of like this. I like these if you're ahead on board, getting a benefit, and otherwise it's a 4/4 for 4, which seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, you're not likely to be ahead early in the game with your deck, but it's still a solid 4.
Would you take that over the Glenumbra Sorceress, the 5/1 with Ward? I mean, it's...
Yeah, probably.
I don't really have a deck that cares about equipment. I think I'll take the Sage. Here, I think... I don't know what I think. I guess the Camlorn Hero? I'm a little light on 3-drops right now.
Yeah, even the Prophecy Guard is worth a look, but there's nothing wrong with the Camlorn Hero. You are right. You only have 1 3-drop right now. Oh, another Dres Tormentor.
Boy, and I like all 3 of these cards. I mean, the Cruel Firebloom goes great with my Brutal Ashlander because I can sack a creature to deal 5 to a random creature, and then the Ashlander is going to deal 3 to another enemy. Sometimes you get 2 creatures. This card is great because when it dies, you shuffle it back into your deck and get it as a 0-cost thing, and you're drawing a card when you summon it. But yeah, I mean, how do I not take another one of those? I'm taking another Tormentor. I think I'm just going to take the Guar here. You will see, in addition to the cards, the colors that you've selected, you will see colorless cards like this Barded Guar here that can sometimes give you other options. I think I'm going to go for 3/3 for 3 is relevant. Sometimes giving guard to something else besides that creature is pretty relevant.
Sure.
The other thing I think I would consider taking is the Steward. But I like that at the 3-drop.
I like the Guar.
Don't have a ton of green stuff, but boy, I do like that Murkwater Savage.
You actually have 5 agility creatures already.
1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5, 6, and the great thing is when stuff like the Avenger dies, it triggers it again.
Yeah, and you have no 0-cost cards, so the Skulk is not great.
Savage. All right, I definitely...
This is an interesting pick.
It is an interesting pick. I really like the Leaf Lurker. Pairs really nicely with stuff like the Murkwater Witch, because you give something -1/-1, which means you can destroy it because it's technically considered to have been wounded because its stats are lower than its base. But Ice Storm is a pretty great, like, get you out of trouble if you're really in trouble.
Yeah, it's great in Arena. But the Leaf Lurker is really strong. Moment of Clarity is one of the most fun cards.
What do you think?
This is the choose this one. This is a tough one.
I'm gonna go for the Leaf Lurker, and I don't have a really good reason why.
Yeah, and now that you have the, you took the Goblin who gets stronger as you play agility cards.
Yep.
No. Yeah, the Savage. So now you probably want to just prioritize.
Yeah.
There's
So
a close,
again, here
pick.
I'm thinking either 2 or 3. Actually, I almost lean towards the Cut Purse just because this card can get out of control when left unchecked. Let's do that. Why not? I definitely think I want the Moonlight Werebat here. 4/3 Prophecy Drain. I don't mind that Brilliant Experiment, but that can often be pretty good. But I don't have any like epics yet that I really want to copy. Like if I had gotten an Ungolem the Listener or something like that, I think I... All right, so let's take the Werebat. And some vanilla stuff. I think I want to go big finisher here. I might go with the Lurker.
Makes sense.
We definitely got the green thing going.
Another Tormentor?
So do I take a third Tormentor? Do I take a... do I take something on curve to fill up my 3 spot here with the Feasting Vulture? Do I get greedy and just do this? Right now I only have 1 Shackle thing, right?
Yeah, because you chose Fighters Guild Recruit over
Arrow Mini. But that's always the right pick, so your argument is invalid.
Well, you have 11 more picks left. You might get more Shackle. But it's up to you. I would go with either the Tormentor or the Viper. I don't think the Vulture...
Does enough?
It's not really a great 3-drop. It's a little better later in the game, so
I think I'm going to hedge my bets here and give myself a Viper that's basically a targeted removal often enough.
Sure.
I have 0 actions, so this doesn't really do anything for me.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, do I just take the Spike because at least it replaces itself?
I would take the Spike here. Yep. It could help the Royal Sage activate.
All right, here I am going to take that Vulture, even though it's less impressive. I'm worried about having enough stuff to do early. I'm going to do it again here with this Racketeer. Again, it's green. I'm really making sure I can go off with my Murkwater Savage.
Sure,
and I like being able to
give a good card.
Just giving something lethal. Again, even you throw it on this brutal Ashlander. Ends up great. I think I'm thinking here between these two. Just a generic 3/2 and maybe an Ashlander. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't think you can go wrong with either of the left two.
I'm going to take a Ashlander. Again here, because I'm a little light on 3-drop, I actually think I'm going to take this Crushing Blow. Just nice generic.
Yep.
Being able to reach out and kill something that maybe I can't attack because it's hiding behind a guard. I don't have as much guard as I would like for the way that I play, but I can live with that. I think here maybe I take a Lightning Bolt. I love Shadow Shift and being able to move stuff around that my opponent's trying to avoid. Finish off is decent, but I don't know. 4 damage Prophecy is pretty hard to pass up.
Agreed.
5 picks to go.
Another Savage.
Yeah, another Savage. I think I like that better than the Soul Rest Marshal. I mean, this card is good, but I don't have a ton of stuff.
Nothing,
and I think I think we just take the Savage here. This is another interesting pick. I'm kind of inclined to go for another Protector, just because, man, the times you want something that they got to get rid of first. I think this card is good, but it's a little fragile. I think I'm going to go for the Protector.
The Bruiser's good if you have like Shadow Shifts in your deck. If you don't have Shadow Shifts, they're just so fragile.
Yeah, I'm going to take another Lightning Bolt here. Again, as in many card games, having removal is great. Getting it off of Prophecy is even better. Getting to play it for free sometimes when you get a Rune Broken is pretty good. 2 picks to go. I think I just take it again. I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of these. Like, I think this is a really respectable early thing, but I got a lot of 4-drops. I have a feeling I'm going to end up with tons of cards in my hand. I can't do anything until turn 4, but having another Lightning Bolt seems like a good idea.
No more Shackle.
Yeah, no more Shackle.
The Green Pack Stalker is good, though.
Yeah, I think this guy... I don't have a lot of blue stuff here to give. No. +1 and +0 guard 2, so I think we'll end it with the Green Pack Stalker. All right, there we go. It's a deck, kinda. So, I mean, it's a respectable curve. Basically, we're trying to, get stuff like Murkwater Savage out early and hopefully play a bunch of creatures that'll pump them up. I've got Fighters Guild Recruit, Murkwater Witch, Black Sap Protector, to Green Pack Stalker to try and clog things up and slow down their attack. I got Leaf Lurker and Territorial Viper to finish some things off. If I do manage to get ahead, Royal Sage can sometimes be great. Give your creatures ward or regenerate or some stuff that matters. I'm a little light on finishers, but I don't feel like I'm going to get blown out early. It's respectable. It'll probably still go 0-3 since I'm streaming for everybody to watch me. But yeah, let's jump into a match and see who we find.
Deck seems very savage.
Well, it's doing a lot more of what agility is about than intelligence, right? I'm really heavily on creatures. I got some deadly in there, cards that care about creatures that are wounded, stuff like that. Didn't get as much Shackle as I would like, but I mean that's part of the challenge of drafting, and what I like is trying to take some of these build around cards and then seeing whether or not you can can get there with something.
And the downside is, pretty low. You have two 4-cost creatures that are 3/4s.
Yeah, worst case,
don't draw Shackle.
Right, a 3/4 is not embarrassing. That's why I like that Royal Sage. A 4/4 for 4. All right, let's do this. All right, so playing blue purple, going second. Boy, I think this is just a straight keep, right?
Yeah, I think it's respectable.
Why you'd pitch any of that back?
The Stalker may not trigger on turn 4. Like you almost want to, hope to draw a Witch maybe.
Yep. So if you're not familiar with our game, it is based on lanes. So I've got 2 lanes, one here on the left and one on the right. The one on the left has no conditions. This is our default conditions for basically all versus battles. The one on the right is Shadow Lane, which means if I play a creature there, it gains cover. I'm actually going to pass the turn back. I go second, so I have this elixir that allows me to use it to gain an additional magicka. So I could throw this out, but I actually find that playing it out before I see what my opponent has and where they're going to play it, I would rather just wait a turn. There's not like they have any board pressure on me, and see what they've got that I might want to deal with. Plus, there's a decent chance, I don't recognize this name right off the bat, but there's a decent chance that this is somebody in QA or Direwolf who's watching us and jumped into play and just watching me draft my entire deck. So, all right, in this case, I am going to go ahead and throw out a Protector, because at this point, I've got 2 Protectors and a Fighters Guild Recruit. So if they want to try and play around me and come down this lane, I have plenty of stuff with guard that I can play in the lane, and I want to start using my elixir here and sort of make up for the disadvantage of playing second.
Yeah, the Fighters Guild Recruit is a much better reactive card, but the Protector, being a 3 power card, can do some damage on his own.
All right, so first decision time here is, do I go ahead and get rid of this thing now?
Yes.
I think
so.
The answer to that is yes. Because the other option is I go ahead and swing for 3, I let it hit me.
And then you play the Green Pact.
And then I play the Green Pact, but yeah.
But you don't have any. You don't have anything to deal that final 1 point of damage. If you had a Witch, maybe.
Yeah, or if I had in hand the kill a wounded creature in hand, then I knew I could fire it off. But let's not get cute. I feel like oftentimes I outthink myself by trying to squeeze too much value, right? Let him attack a thing in, and then I'll do this, and then they end up playing some card that makes my plans go completely awry. So he's put out a 1/2. He's on the ramp plan. So Argonians are all about magicka. They care about increasing your magicka. They care about how much magicka you have, getting buffs if you gain magicka or reach a certain amount of magicka. All of the races, all 10 races in our game have a theme that they're built around. Well, I got one part of the combo.
Yeah, hold on to that.
So I think what we do is I'm going to attack first. I'm going to break one of his runes. So these blue gems up here on his health are at every 5 health. He's going to break a rune and draw a card. And if it says Prophecy, he can play it for free, like if it was that card. But he does not have that. Now the question is what to do next. I could get up to 5, so I could play 2 things here.
I don't think it's worth it. I think I would just drop the other Protector in the left lane. If he ends up attacking your Protector, then he... let's see what he has. Like, he might have the +2/+2 item, in which case you can drop your Green Pact Stalker as a counter to his buffed creature.
The thing that draws a card, the scroll.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of players really gravitate towards that card. It's a very popular card in Arena.
God, I hate this card. I hate this card when it's on the other side of the battlefield. So this is one of the split cards. You can only get this if you're playing a deck of these 2 attributes. For 5 magicka, it's a 3/3. It has breakthrough, which means if it deals damage to a creature, any additional damage that isn't needed to kill the creature will hit the player, and he becomes a 6/6 as soon as he loses his ward. So he can attack this thing, kill it, and then turn into a 6/6, which seems bad for me.
Yeah, so you probably want to hold your Fighters Guild Recruit in your back pocket to play after he becomes a 6/6.
He does that. And what? I'm thinking...
well, you could do the Renegade to the left.
Yeah? Yeah, use up much of my magicka. There's nothing else better.
Yeah, and forces him
he's either got to throw that
make
in.
a move.
Oh, and stupid. I should have attacked there.
Not the end of the world.
Well, you say that.
Hopefully.
Let's pretend that the card he drew would have been a Prophecy and he would have gotten a free card, and let's just go for that.
You avoided disaster.
That would have been a deal 4 damage or something. Okay, so right now what I really don't want to see is that support card that gives creatures ward. Because then I'm really in trouble. Or any other creatures that give ward.
The Elixir of Deflection, strong card.
Because then he starts pumping this up with ward, and it keeps getting +3/+3 every time, and I just die.
But you're in a good situation on the left lane.
This is going to be annoying. I mean, I can attack here and then kill this and draw a card off of it. I'm going to do that first. He can attack here. So I'm thinking I play this over here because if he doesn't attack with that, I don't know. I got up to 7. What do I don't have anything damaged. I don't think I'm ready to throw that out.
So I'll just throw an option out at you. You could use the Elixir and play your Giant Snake and your Fighters Guild Recruit to the right lane, shackle down his creatures, and then be able to attack his 6/6 with your Fighters Guild Recruit. I almost don't want you to do that because I'd rather see the Dress Tormentor Giant Snake combo, but I am throwing it out as an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, my other options are to play this into these 2 and just drop a bunch more stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Let him attack you for a turn, and see
do
what you
that
draw from
there.
your rooms.
I'm going to hit him for 2. I'm going to throw this over there. So again, game being broken up into 2 lanes, it is pretty relevant in terms of playing around threats. Right now he's got this 6/6 that I'm having a hard time dealing with. I can't just drop this fighter's recruit out here because it's going to kill the cunning ally, which isn't a bad trade, but it's not really the trade I want. What I want is to be able to kill this thing, because this is the card right now that I can't deal with. And having 2 lanes means that while he's got something over here I don't really like and can't deal with, I can start deploying threats. So one of my thoughts is, unless he decides to attack this tree minder in, I actually have an interesting choice here. I almost might consider throwing this into here. We'll see what he plays. But I like the idea of at least taking a shot at dealing 3 here. Sure.
Okay.
I'll take that trade. Hit that. Yes.
Oh, nice.
I can live with that. All right, so he's going to hit me. I'm going to draw a card. So I think now I go ahead and drop the fighter's killed recruit down over here. I'm going to kill this with that.
Let's see what you draw first. Right? And then make the decision.
Yeah, I'm going to kill this with that. Don't really care about that. I can pump this up a couple of times.
And the green packed stalker on the
left, right?
Yeah, the left.
Because otherwise he's gonna. Yeah, because otherwise he's gonna kill it with his 6/3. So trigger there.
Nice.
Play this here. And then I'm thinking I might even do one more. Is that?
Yep. Yeah, and then you can take out his Shadowfen Priest without losing your.
And I think
savage.
I'm going to play this over here. Kill that. And I'm doing that rather than attacking him because I'm not really interested in knocking him down. I'm trying to sort of maintain control of the board right now because I'm clearly ahead on board.
Yeah, that was a savage turn.
And to Paul's point, I'm now getting up to 8. Dres Tormentor costs 4. So if I draw a Dres Tormentor one of the next 2 turns, I'm actually perfectly fine with that. I'd much rather have him kill that than have him kill this. Well, or he's going to do both. That's a pretty good turn for him.
Yes.
Ah! All right, there it is. So I can't do it this turn, but I can do it next turn. So I think here I just swing. If he wants to kill this with that, he can. Sure. The order here, I think I want to do this first. And then I'm going to do this to put him to 12. And then I'm going to do this to put him to 7. And I think maybe I just throw this over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I might even... Yeah, why not? I guess, again, sequencing-wise, there's an argument to be made. I should have dropped this first to pump that one more. But I also like attacking first before I play, only because I start dropping cards out, and he's drawing cards off of Rune. If they have Prophecy, I've given him a lot more information about what he has to deal with that might change, right? I'd rather have him only know what's on the board before I start dropping cards rather than drop them and then... So right now, I'm not displeased with where we're at. He's got to put stuff up with guard, or silence isn't gonna get silence.
He'll be able to take out your biggest creature,
but I'm happy
he
with
needs
that
to do
trade.
a lot more.
Yeah, again, I'm okay with that trade. He just took 2 cards to kill 1. He's at 7. He's just dead.
Yeah, you got him.
Well, he could still pull something here. I think I'm gonna attack with this first.
Okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't hit for 1. What I really want to do there is just hit for 1 and put him to 6. But
right.
Oh, I see.
You had the werebat that could have buffed your savage.
Yeah, I could have pumped that. Good point. All right, let's win 1. And this is one of the quests that I have to kill creatures with actions. So I'm making progress towards completing that quest. We have 3 different types of quests. It's fighters, mages, and thieves guild quests, and they'll sort of be thematically different types of challenges, whether it's what kind of creatures you summon, or dealing damage with spells, or those kinds of things. Yeah, so that worked pretty well.
Your deck is strong. Yeah, I think you have a good deck here.
Jess, any questions in the thread that... sorry, I haven't been paying absolutely no attention. How many cards are there to start with in the game entirely? Sorry, I should point out, when I drafted a 30-card deck in Constructed, which is our battle mode. You build a 50-card deck. You have a maximum of 3 of any one card, except for unique cards, which you can only have 1 of. Paul, what's the total number of cards in the set?
It's over 400. It's over in the low 400s, okay. Slightly over 400.
And does that include both the ones that you can have in your collection as well as the ones that you can only bring into play with other cards?
That number is only counting cards that you can have in your collection. So there's additional cards like the Atronachs that can be summoned by your conjurers that I'm not counting there. So there's more illustrations for all those cards.
Right.
There's blood magic spells that the blood magic lord vampire can
Right.
Can
so
summon.
what Paul is talking about is one of the things that blue does is it has Bretons who have a lot to do with caring about spells and conjuring, and there's cards that you can have. I think it's 2 Magicka for a 1/1 that has you summon a random Atronach, and there are 3 Atronachs, right? Storm, Frost, and Fire?
Yes, that you can summon randomly. Yep.
And so those cards are in the game, but you can't actually put a Storm Atronach in your deck. The only way you can get a Storm Atronach is to play a card that puts it into your hand, and then you'll be able to play it. I think going second, this is a keep as well. Might be a little greedy, but I mean, I can play this on 2. I can play either of these on 3.
Yeah. I mean, I have a rule that I don't always stick to, that I shuffle my prophecies back into my deck in the hopes to draw them as a prophecy, but I can understand keeping a lightning bolt. Yeah,
well, I sometimes will keep them when I have a slightly sketchy keep where I don't have early action, and I just want to be able to get myself out of trouble when they play something on turn 3 or 4 that's a real problem. Here,
sure.
I got.
Well, you got lucky and drew a Savage on.
I got no issue, so I can drop this on turn 3. I can use a Magicka to play out my Avenger and start.
Yeah, that was a good draw.
Start beating down.
Well,
unless, of course.
Then again.
Yeah. So as we said, intelligence cares about spells and so forth. Firebolt is a particularly good one. I still think I want to go ahead and throw out the Avenger.
Yeah, seems like a good play.
Again, I really like this card. It's a Dark Elf, so it uses Last Gas as an ability, and when it dies, it gives me another 3/3 creature. So I'm basically, unless it gets silenced, I'm getting 2 3/3s for 4 Magicka. It's not bad. No whammies. Damn it.
That's not good.
Well, so...
Maybe this is where you use a Lightning Bolt? Or crushing...
I think I use my Crushing Blow here.
Yep.
I'm not in love with that trade, but it's not the end of the world using 2 cards to get rid of 1, but at least it leaves me behind something. I don't have anything else to do for 2. Yeah, that card is very good, particularly if we have every color, every attribute has a card that cares about cards of that attribute, and if you have one on the top of your deck, it gets an extra bonus. In this case, it makes it a pretty respectable guard. A 3/5 for 3 is not too shabby. I'm gonna swing for 3. I think here I might just throw out Nightblade and the Guar.
Seems respectable.
And I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and throw this Nightblade over here. Again, having all of your cards in one lane and kind of dominating a lane could be nice. It can also be really problematic when they play something that affects all of the cards in a single lane and you suddenly end up with nothing because you hedge too much on one side. So I'd like to try and stay spread out if I can. Don't think it's worth playing this on anything. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. You have 2 lightning bolts in hand. You could try to finish this game really fast by just, beating down as much
turning that into a
damage
6-3 and. All right. Well, I'm going to swing with this first.
Uh-oh.
That's a lightning bolt. Or it's that stupid 2/6 mummy.
Oh, that's not so bad.
That's not the end
Firestorm.
That's not the end of the world. So I swing again and give him. I think I do. To your point, I think I'm trying to end this game early. If they hit 2 in a row, good for them. Do I drop this out?
I think so. I think at this point you're just trying to use
Full
the
attack
tempo
mode.
advantage you have.
Hope I hit a snake next turn, and I mean I've got 8 damage in hand. That's unfortunate. But
Duck of Perdition really likes fire bolts.
Yes.
Is what I've learned from this game.
or just spells in general, right? That's the second fire bolt. They also had the firestorm.
Yeah.
It just silenced my creature. So definitely a heavy action deck. So I think what I might do here is play the Racketeer here and give that death touch, but just keep going to his face. If he wants to trade this for this, fine. But I can play these two out.
It's reasonable.
This one offers something tasty.
No lightning bolt. Hit him to 12. So now basically he's 4 away from dying, because I've got. I mean, I guess he could have some life gain. I don't remember how much life gain there is in these two colors. Well, there goes my Dres Tormentor.
There's basically 0 in those colors, unless he has a drain creature, a rare drain creature in Endurance.
Yeah, you're just dead. Yeah, because I'm going to do this, even if he gets a prophecy off of it, I don't really care, because I can just lightning bolt it.
Yep. Strong finish.
It worked out pretty well. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin's applauding. Kevin's saying, hey, it turns out Pete's decent at this strategy thing, unlike those survival horror games that I watched him thrash around in terribly. I also, to Paul's point, I did get pretty, I earned a title. What did I get? The Healer. I think I'll stick with the one. I like my champion of the arena. I worked hard for that. All right, we're rolling, Paul. Let's see how good this deck can do.
This deck could go 7-0. Who knows?
I think I only have one of those. I think I only have one 7-0 in Versus Arena, which is how I got my title.
We're actually working on an upgrade to the game where we're going to track those. I think we're going to call them like Arena Aces when you go 7-0. Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to see that on your stat screen and earn titles for doing it.
And Paul, I was talking before. I was humble bragging about, or maybe not humble bragging, maybe it was just straight up bragging about arena ranks. Explain to folks how you go from what does it start at?
Rank 9, I believe, Pit Dog.
Yeah, and it goes all the way up to 1. And so what is the criteria to move up in each rank of arena?
Sure. I think we're working on a change that might be going through soon in the next patch, where you have to win 7 games to get promoted in Versus Arena. Mm-hmm. In Solo Arena, because you have to win 9 games to win the arena, we actually promote you a little bit earlier until you reach the higher ranks, in which case you need to defeat the boss to get the last couple of ranks to get to champion and grand champion.
Gotcha.
Sorcery, be with me.
That card's pretty good.
Yep.
So agility, endurance. I have a fear of seeing a lot of deadly and a lot of ward. Do I go ahead and run this out over here and?
Sure, you can. Well, I don't know. It's a little risky right now to play the Savage because you can't follow it up with any agility creatures.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm just going to do this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Maybe I get lucky and he sticks a Fighters Guild recruit over here for me to kill, because I will take that trade happily. in general, what I'm trying to do is I'm always trying to trade something that costs me less magicka for something that costs them more magicka. Actually, what I could really use here is that witch that gives -1/-1, because I would love to -1/-1 that and just kill it. But I do not have that. So now I'm wondering, do I... If I go here, next turn I can play out either one of those.
Probably the Avenger.
But he would just... I could attack the 2/2 with the Savage, but then he'll kill it for free, or I could attack this and get rid of the ward, and then trade for it.
You could also just race and play your creatures to the left lane and force them to counter you.
Yeah, one of the other things that I try and do as much as I can, unless it's a problem that I specifically need to remove, I usually try and make them use their attack turn dealing with my creature instead of the other way around. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if I pump this and it goes to 3, if he wants to take his turn attacking these 2 things into mine to kill it, you know, I'll kill one creature, I'll remove the ward off of this, but more importantly, I basically saved 3 damage off of my turn, right? Because instead of attacking me for 3, they've attacked my creature. Or, you know, they do that, and that's...
Well, that could be a blessing in disguise. Maybe not. I was thinking maybe you could get your green pack.
By all means, explain how it is. The other thing I'm wondering, so I could drop the green pact here, attack. Well, I can't do both.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's sequencing.
Yeah, so what I might do here is just play this, turn that into a 3/3 and swing.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, what I was trying to figure out is, well, if I play this, it becomes a 3/3. But then it doesn't get the buff for there being a wounded creature. If I had just swung in and wounded it, this would die. So instead, I'm going to do this in this order because I want to break its rune after I've already done all my attacks. So at 25 it breaks. If I swing with this first, it would have broken the rune first, and he could drop down something that shuts down my game plan here. Yeah.
They're almost assuredly going to get rid of your Savage with attacks, unless they have some kind of spell.
It would make sense, although that isn't the worst for me if they break this ward and take damage here, because then that gives me a green pact to play. I could actually take this out with my 3/3, put up a big wall that this can't deal with. I'll take that trade.
All right, they did it.
Something with guard.
Yeah, that would be good for them. Oh, Feasting Vulture. So something died this turn, so it gets a +2/+2 buff.
So, but I still think it's correct. Well,
so your Sage is active. I'm not sure what you could get that would make you
lethal.
Super happy though. Well, if you got lethal on the
lethal,
left creature,
I could kill.
Would be great, yeah. But the Green Pack Stalker could...
I think I just do the Stalker. And I might even put the Ashlander here. Because if we trade, I can just kill that.
Sure.
I think I'm going to eat the 2/1 with the 3/3. Or do I just keep attacking?
I like doing,
yeah. And then the question is, do I go here with this or do I go here?
I'll just go to face.
Alright, and then we drop the Stalker down, which is going to get pumped because there's a wounded creature. So it can eat this. It could potentially get killed by both of these, but that's an okay trade. And then I think maybe I play the Ashlander over here.
Yeah, I like it.
Particularly if I can use this next turn, I might get some relevant thing. So we'll see if he decides to kill this.
And for the viewers, it's pretty obvious here that the Dark Elves have a Last Gasp theme. There's 3 Dark Elves that Pete has that all have Last Gasp effects.
So again, they're all about death and bonuses on death. So draw a sword, deal 3 to a random enemy. Important to note that it says enemy, not creature. So enemies include all of these creatures plus the player his or herself. So it might deal 3 to any of these or to that. Be great if you decided to attack it with this and I killed that with the 3 damage, but it is random.
Ooh.
That's a good play.
Really good play.
Oh, because I won't be able to kill it either.
Yep.
And then thinking. Sure. So pretty quickly developed a sizable board presence here.
Yeah, you may need to drop your Royal Sage now to get benefits out of it. You might get, if you get Ward on one of your 2 creatures in play, that would be great because they stay alive after they attack.
I think I'm going to put it here because it'll allow me to take out that 2/2 when it gets bigger. Right?
Sure.
So let's drop that first. I'm ahead on life total. Yeah.
Ward?
There it is. Oh!
Ward on both. Nice.
Oh, and regenerate. I'll take that. All right, so I'm going to go here first to see if it kills any of these things.
Well, you're not going to lose your creature on this attack because it has Ward.
Yeah, I guess the question is, do I kill something else to try and improve the chance that it... You know what I mean? Do I attack?
Yes. I mean, I think you should take out the 5/1 or the 3/1 this turn. But
I'm gonna do
your
this.
Ashlander is not going to trigger until
Yeah.
next turn at the earliest, yeah.
I think I want to kill...
I mean, the 3/1 is scary to your 4... I mean, they're both scary, so there's no
I'm not worried about my life total, so I'm going to take out the deadly.
Sure.
Because, for example, I can throw out this little 3 to take care of this if I wanted, but, he starts throwing more stuff on that deadly creature, or, God forbid, does... Because there is healing in these colors, so they could heal that thing up, which then really starts to become problematic. Ah, that'll totally work. So if he doesn't attack my 3/3 with his 5/1, then I totally just run this out, kill that for free. Or, even better, I throw it on that and turn it into a 0/1 that does nothing.
That Murkwater Shaman is a very strong card that you may want to take out as soon as possible.
Actually, I'm wondering, Paul,
Well, you have a combo here. You don't have enough magicka for it.
I don't have enough combo. So I wonder if I throw the sword on this, kill that, deal 3, it'll kill something else, hopefully, unless it hits the player.
Yeah, I love that.
That'll still leave me 4. I can Murkwater Witch, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So kill that. Fires off, kills that.
Nice.
And then I think...
I mean, you can clear their board here if you're willing to just trade your 3/3 for the 1/2.
So the question is, do I just kill that and trade there? Yeah.
I think so. You have Regenerate on the 4/4, so you'll end up with a 4/1 with Regenerate.
Kill that. Kill that. Kill that. And then again, I like using up all my magicka, but I think there's an argument to be made for just holding this up, or do I go ahead and cover that left lane now?
Either way, I think you're fine. I think you're doing well in this game.
I'm going to put it down just to cover
You're down on life.
Yeah, I'm down.
But you have good cards.
But, he drops a stupid Cliff Racer and starts attacking me with, charge or a bat. That's fine. I can live with that. Actually, 7. I still got to get to 9 before I get combo, right?
Well, you can put the Dress Tormentor into play to set up the Snake.
So I think
you should attack first, I think.
I think I attack here first. 16. Question is, should I attack with this and give him another card?
Sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. And
what could they possibly do with 1 card?
Yeah. Famous last words. And then this, and then do I go ahead and drop a protector over here?
I'd be tempted to play it. Sure, I'd almost be tempted to play it on the left to just put more pressure on their health.
All right, I'll go with that plan. So next turn, I've got this. So even if this hits here,
right.
I can kill the rest of it, or
yeah,
I could hit it with the Sage, have it drop a 3/3, and then snake it and kill the one that drops. So I get rid of both of them, right? Because this is going to fire off another 3/3 on the board.
Yep. The more creatures they play this turn, possibly the better. I'd rather see them play creatures than spells.
What's he got?
Ooh,
yeah, that's a thing.
Big.
That is a thing. So that's a reason why you may not put down the Fighters Guild recruit, because what did he play to? Oh, there's the Healing Hands. So that was what I was talking about before. This color pair does have the ability to heal stuff.
So you may want to play it safe, and before you break a rune, drop your giant snake on the right to make sure your combo goes off.
Because he could. Well, what's he? He doesn't have direct damage, though. I mean,
he doesn't have direct damage. They have Mummify and Endurance that could turn one of your creatures into a mummy.
That's a good point. And not get greedy. All right, let's do that.
And then you set up the Territorial Viper to be able to take out the Swamp Leviathan next turn.
Because it'll be uncovered at that point.
Yeah.
So I think the order here is I swing for 4 first to go to 11. 3. Yeah, screw it. Oh, you can have that. Taking the 4.
Yeah, this looks good.
I got lethal on the board. I mean, there's some stuff that can get him out of it. I don't want to see. Well, he can't do the red Brahmin. Brahmin? What's that card called? The 10 magic. Silence everything and shackle everything.
Red Brahmin?
Yeah. Brahmin? Yeah.
Around here we say Red Brahmin.
Why does it feel like that's a Luis Vargas, Scott Vargas joke?
He may have started that.
King of puns. Yes, some of you may or may not know, Luis Scott Vargas, very famous Hall of Fame Magic the Gathering player, who is also I think it's lead developer is his title? Paul?
Yeah, on this game.
Yeah, sorry, on this game. Yeah, he basically Luis is in charge of the design of the card file, what each of the races is doing, and working with a team of guys, Dan and Matt and all the guys, Paul obviously on what the cards do, and 500 games right here on stream.
Wow.
Say that again. Yeah, sorry. So I was saying we see LSV stream at some point. Actually, would have liked to have had him on today. LSV is on baby duty. He and his wife just had a beautiful baby girl named Naya. So congrats again to Luis and his wife on his daughter. So he's off learning to be a new dad, and I'm going to stream again probably in a couple weeks, and hopefully maybe by then we'll get Luis on. Jess, how are we on time? Can I do another one? Maybe that's a good stopping point. What do you think, Paul? Is that
3-0? You showed that your
right.
deck is strong.
I haven't lost yet. Maybe I quit while I'm ahead. All right. Well, that's a little bit of a look at Legends. We are still in closed beta, and we are still under NDA. So one of the reasons I wanted to stream is lots of folks asking they wanted to see the game and when's the NDA going to drop. We're getting. I would say that we're starting to get really close, Paul. I think you'd probably agree on that. There's a couple of features that are going in here in the next build or so, but I think we're starting to get really close to dropping the NDA at least, so other folks who are in the closed beta can stream. That'll also mean we're going to let a lot more folks in who have applied for the closed beta, so that they can get in and play. Really happy with how the game is coming along and playing, and hope to get to open beta where you don't even need an invite anymore. You can just get in and play. So thanks to everybody that joined us. Paul, thank you. Any final comments or? Somebody wants the mace next to me? Yes, Mace of Mollog Ball.
Maybe thanks for having me on, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck finishing this arena run. Looks like your deck is strong.
Yeah, I will let you know how I did. I have no confidence, however, without you co-piloting I'm probably going to 0-3 the next matches and crash out. But it was fun drafting it anyway. So thanks everybody for joining us. And like I said, probably a couple of weeks we'll do it again. Then we can either do another arena, or we can try solo where you see some of the different lane conditions, or maybe we'll get Luis and Paul on and do some battle against some different decks and go from there. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys soon.